Hi, you are about to read the business plan of ExoTech. And before you do, I want to be straight with you about something. This is not a document you can skim. This is not a document you file away and come back to someday. What is in these pages represents one of the rarest things in the history of technology, a genuinely new method of computing, built from the ground up, that makes possible what every existing system on the planet cannot do. Yes, that is a bold claim, but by the time you finish reading, you will know exactly why it is true. Here is something that will stop you in your tracks once you see it. The computing industry has a problem that almost no one is talking about. Not because it is hidden, but because most people have simply never stopped to look. Modern software can do less than 1% of what an ordinary human being can do with data. Not 50%, not 20%, less than 1%. The other 99% has never been built. Not because it is impossible, but because, until now, nobody had reverse engineered how the human mind actually handles information and translated that into a working technology. Billion-dollar corporations run on software that cannot answer a CEO's basic question without him picking up a phone. Half the people on this planet use their computers for little more than email. And the best artificial intelligence money can buy is still just making educated guesses based on incomplete data about what already happened. That is not a software problem. That is a fundamental design problem. And it has been quietly costing businesses and individuals trillions of dollars year after year for decades. ExoTech has solved that. After years of intensive research, reverse engineering the single underlying principle by which every human being handles data and activities, ExoTech has built a new kind of computing platform. One that works the way people work. One that can do what people can do. Not a fraction of it, not an approximation of it, the real thing. The result is ExoBrain, software that communicates naturally, finds exactly what you need, adapts in minutes rather than months, and puts the full power of computing into the hands of anyone on the planet, and, might I add, without a learning curve. This is not an improvement on what exists. It is a replacement of the method by which all software is built. The difference is as fundamental as steel and concrete were to architecture, or the shipping container was to global trade. Those shifts did not just improve an industry. The old way didn't get upgraded, it got left behind. This business plan walks you through 5 areas, and each one builds on the last. First, the problem. The specific, enormous gaps in both business and consumer software that no existing technology has solved, and why those gaps represent one of the largest untapped opportunities in the history of business. Second, the technology. How exotechnology actually works, explained in plain language. What makes it fundamentally different from every other computing platform in existence today, and why that difference cannot be replicated or patched onto existing systems. Third, the product. The ExoBrain product universe. What it does, who it serves, and why its design gives it an unbeatable position in the market. Fourth, the strategy. How ExoTech reaches the market, why the demand already exists, and why this is a problem-driven opportunity, meaning the market does not need to be convinced it has a problem. It already knows. It has been living with it for decades. And fifth, the investment. The financial structure, the opportunity for you as a partner, and the concrete plan to bring this technology to the world. Now, here is something I need you to take seriously. This plan is a bit of a read, but it is thorough by necessity, not by accident. The scope of what ExoTech makes possible is genuinely vast, and doing it justice requires detail. We ask that you read it carefully, with your full attention. Remove every distraction. Give it the focus it deserves. If at any point you come across a word, a concept, or a technical term that you do not fully understand, stop. Do not read past it. A single misunderstood word is the single biggest barrier between you and a clear picture of what this opportunity really is. Look it up. Ask the person who introduced you to ExoTech. Ask us directly. Make sure the meaning is completely clear before you continue. This is not a small point. The people who walk away from a document like this with only a partial understanding are almost always the ones who glossed over a term somewhere in the first 20 pages and kept going. Everything that follows builds on what came before. Clarity from the start does not just make this plan readable, it makes it genuinely exciting. If anything is unclear about the technology, the market, the strategy, or the financial structure, reach out to the team or ask it in one of the many meetings we have throughout the week. There are no questions too basic. Understanding is the goal, and we are here to make sure you get there. As you read, keep one question in the back of your mind. What would the world look like if this worked? Don't let that question pass you by. Stop and really think about it, because what surfaces might change everything for you. Because let's be very clear, it does work. And every page of what follows is the evidence. Take your time, read with intention, and may the future welcome you into the ExoTech universe.